Buzz Burbank in the Mike O'Mara Show newsroom with an update. We reported the other day about an invasion of Leesburg, Virginia by vultures and the attempts by town officials and the U.S. Wildlife Service to deal with that problem. I believe we have one of the vultures in studio with us today, right, Rob?
I pre-dialed before we hit the air, Buzz. We have him on hold. I think his name is James.
Oh, he's a name.
James, are you there?
James.
Hello. Hello, my name is James.
Oh, I see.
There's a
I'm
curve.
the Leesburg vulture. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Vulture.
Aren't we wreaking havoc?
Yes, you
We're
are.
wreaking havoc all over Leesburg.
I really did not.
This is James.
I didn't expect
I'm
that.
James the Leesburg vulture.
You are so creepy.
I am creepy.
And so annoying. What's the deal? Why are you taking the paint off people's cars with your poops?
Yeah, you
Don't-
scat.
But I'd like to ask you, you're asking me questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to ask each and every one of you, why don't you understand us?
What's to
We're
understand?
vultures, that's what we do, we wreak
But why
havoc.
Leesburg?
Educate us.
Educate you, it's not my job. Read a magazine.
What?
Read a National Geographic.
But why Leesburg?
Leesburg seemed as good a place as any, and the average income is rather substantial. So they have lovely cars, homes, pieces of rubber.
Yes,
Have
you
you
that we
ever?
can-
Oh, you
yes.
love to eat. Have you ever?
I love to eat rubber.
Maybe you could hang out at a local
Oh, hold
university.
on just a second.
What? Oh, on my car.
No.
On
James,
the car.
not
You
here.
know, we poo white.
Yes, you do.
We poo
and sometimes purple.
Yes.
And all the
Purple
vomiting.
if we eat grapes or berries or blueberries.
I was wondering
Yes.
if you wanted to maybe head east from
I'm
Leesburg.
James, the Leesburg vulture. Thank you for playing my song.
That is
I was
scary.
thinking it'd be fun if you could maybe go to a local university and hang out, like maybe Mason.
George Mason. Then I would be James Mason.
James of the
There,
Mason.
we've cemented it for all the elderly people in the audience now.
Great.
That is the voice. Yes, hello.
The greatest bits of 1958.
Thank you, Rob.
I thought your last name was Burns.
James Burns?
Yes.
No, that's another character. This is so this predates your birth, Oscar. This voice. I love flying. I love carcasses.
Sounds a
There's
lot like
nothing
that.
I like. Just the other day, some of my friends and I came upon a deer.
A what?
A deer.
A deer?
A deer in the road that was
Sure.
cut completely in half.
A dead
Yeah.
deer.
That saved us all the picking and pulling, and we got right to dinner.
Roadkill. You're a
Yes,
scavenger, really.
I love roadkill.
What are your favorites?
Oh, there's so many. I can't hardly list them. I like possums,
Bosoms?
squirrels.
Yes.
I enjoy deer, of course. There's nothing like a Friday evening picking away at a lovely raccoon.
Now, because
A
you
lovely
you-
what?
A raccoon.
A raccoon.
That's a raccoon.
Because you eat so much roadkill, is that
Yes.
why you vomit so much?
Oh, constantly. And, but, our feeling was we were having a conclave, a little poker match, if you will.
Get together.
I will.
And I said to my fellow vultures, I said, after we get done enjoying this raccoon, perhaps we should fly over to that lovely community over there and vomit it up on their automobile.
No, don't vomit on my car.
What fun!
I
What
don't
a
like
mess.
that.
What fun!
Now, here's a question for
I
you.
love to vomit on high-end automobiles.
Like what?
BMWs, Mercedes Benzes, Land Rovers.
Now, how is it? I'm looking at
Wait
you.
till Todd Moore gets that Tesla of his.
I'm looking.
Won't I puke on that, by Jove?
I'm looking at a photograph of you, James.
Yes, I'm James Mason,
Yes, James Mason, the
the
Leesburg.
Leesburg vulture.
How,
There it is. Yes, play it again. Thank you.
how do you manage?
Where's my organ music?
There it
Thank
is.
you. Thank you very much.
How is it that you manage to dial the phone?
I use my number one talent. It's just like a finger.
Is it the one that's sort of higher up on the
Yes,
back?
I use the thumb. It's like a finger, only with a claw coming out of it. We use it to pick away at our
An
roadkill.
opposable claw.
Well, I know you always eat roadkill.
Oh,
but
hold on just a
Yes,
second.
of course.
There we are.
We have an old towel
And
or
for
something.
God's sake, I'd like to warn people. I'm going to do you a community service.
What's that?
I would like to warn the people of Leesburg, please, whatever you do, if you're taking a trip, For God's sakes, don't leave your luggage waiting to be put in the car in the driveway. We'll vomit on it.
Yes.
Listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Just cool your tongue, Airman, because I intend to take issue with your performance. First of all, don't make fun of the weather here. And don't say that the weather is the same all the time here, because it's not. In fact, it's 2 degrees cooler today than yesterday.
2 degrees cooler? Me without my muff.
Second,
Programming tape.
programming taste. Frankly, I found your I love a police action remark way out of line. How can you have the gall to compare the conflict here in Vietnam with a glass of cappuccino coffee?
Well, this comes off, I was just trying to be funny.
Funny is good.
Yeah.
Funny is good. But then do it by using comedy and humor, not police action and coffee remarks. Furthermore, you ought to stick to playing normal modes of music, not wild stuff. Those we would find acceptable here would include Lawrence Welk, Jim Nabors, Mantovani.
Percy Faith.
Percy Faith, good! Andy Williams, Perry Como, and certain ballads by Mr. Frank Sinatra.
Would Bob Dylan be out of line?
Way, way, way out of line.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Buzz Burbank, Rob Speedway, Oscar Santana. And now, from his couch, here's Mike.
Live! Rob had some gremlins crawl into his audio board.
I don't care for when the outsiders touch my things, Mike.
Yeah, that's-
vultures.
It's frustrating when people turn things off and turn them back on when they're not supposed to.
Well, what's great is there's a switch on this board that's been touched exactly 4 times since we started the podcast.
Yes.
And for some reason, the board was turned off last night.
Very odd.
I don't get it, man.
Live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios, it's America's most beloved podcast, The Mike O'Mara Show. We are downloaded 17 million times.
Wow, that's
Maybe
a
little
lot.
more gain, Rob, I think, in just a song. And we are heard in 151 countries. It is, what is it? It is Friday, Jan 11, 2013, and our show today is brought to you by Encore Insurance Services, LLC, star sponsor of our upcoming radio broadcast starting January 14th, this coming Monday on 102.9 WTNT. It's also AM 730, but when we're on, AM 730 is...
Yeah, we'll talk about that more in the summer.
It's on, though, right?
Sure.
It
Till
is on.
sundown.
It's
yes.
just really low power.
Yeah.
What you need is a long length of wire, Mike, and point it towards Fairfax.
Radio, what would life be without it? Anyway, Oscar called Encore for life insurance, and you got your policy through Encore, and it's a free call, and you help the show, and the people at Encore are some of our best and biggest supporters.
Yeah, so good.
And we'd like you to help them. So all you have to do for a free quote is call 866-347-5748.
That peace of mind is priceless.
It is. It's wonderful. And if you don't have life insurance, God knows when they were sticking a needle in my artery last week, I was glad I had
Doctors,
some.
not Encore.
No, not Encore. No. They do all the work.
If you ask nicely.
Encore will compare rates to help you save. License and disclaimer info at smartterm.com. Please show your appreciation for Encore's support of our show by getting that free quote and do it today. So we came in today and everything... Yeah, I guess when you're dealing with electronics occasionally, everything was completely out of whack.
It was.
Everything was in one place or another.
Right,
It was
well,
kind of
It was
strange.
weird, and
Squirreled
it was
with,
a couple weird things because the Ustream stuff that's perfectly electronic. That's just computer digital stuff.
Yeah, but I came down to the
analog
table.
stuff had changed.
And I came down to the table. My internet was out of whack.
Ghosts.
Your soundboard was out of whack. Our mic levels were out of
Have
whack.
you even
turned.
checked your rotisserie?
My rotisserie, where I cook all my good food,
That's all your great prime ribs.
and where I will put Frankie if he pisses me off one more time.
That rotisserie is actually big enough for Beluga too.
No, a beluga wouldn't fit in there.
I think it would. Well, you'd have to prepare him.
Yeah, you'd have to do something with those little stubby legs.
Yeah, pin them down.
On the program today, a great
Put the white
send-off.
little things on them.
A great send-off for our friend Bob Trost yesterday.
indeed.
I tell you, when it's your time, as I said on Facebook last night, this is the way everybody should be sent off. It was terrific. We'll talk about it in a second. Taylor Swift, we might get to her today. Simple question: is it a bit or is she a slut? There's really no good way we'll talk about that.
Maybe not enough of a slut.
Yeah. That's what I hear.
I have a major winter prediction. within the month of January. So get ready for that. Okay. And I do. I'm excited about that. Decision day for our Jack Cassidy T-shirts.
Yes.
Mark has laid them out on our show Facebook page, and we are going to vote today, and we're going to pick our favorite design.
Yay.
And then they're going to be sent off to the Keebler elves, and everybody's going to enjoy them. It should be a lot of fun.
In the hollowed-out Mike O'Mara tree.
And we didn't get a chance to talk about Oscar yesterday, and I'm not talking about Santana.
No?
I'm talking about the little statue.
Oh, yes.
The gold statuette.
By the way, did you notice that Oscar loves this show? I just like when they refer to Oscar like it's a real guy.
I have a request for the show for either Oscar. Buzz does his thing, but maybe for you.
Yes.
You have a laptop, right?
Yes, I do.
I need a
computing machine
instead of Mark, because Mark's running cameras and do that. So when because I need more people to like reference things.
Yes.
So like I was realizing Mark's got done the Oscar predictions. I need somebody to bring up Oscar picks, the nominations from yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, I can
so
pull
that
up.
we I just want to make sure we spread the wealth on that. That'll
No
be helpful.
problem.
Actually, Mike, I have the audio from the announcements if you'd like to hear it that way.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Like, for example, do you want to hear?
That's so dull, though.
Well-
I'd rather just talk. All right, do you have the audio?
I do. I mean, I'm not. You're
I
not going to
love
break
the
my heart
audio.
either way.
We'll
The
get to that.
major ones,
We'll-
not
we'll-
the ones that don't matter.
No, we're not going to talk about cartoons.
Well, here's the thing. The only reason I bring it
Animated
up,
series?
the reason I bring it up is because it's just so bad. They have these movies. Dilly's Butt Cream. Where do these movies, these titles that I've never heard of, and they're never in theaters?
Kimmel said something great last night. He says that that every film that's nominated, he has to have heard of. That would be his new policy. That
would
the
be
Academy
fair.
needs to come by on Tuesday night and run the titles by him. And if he hasn't heard of them, then they don't get to be nominated.
And I think for me, what is this but entertainment? Okay, the entertainment for the
if I had a
American
nickel
public.
for every time you said that,
It's frustrating to me when they have these movies. Now they put the biggies in there,
Sure.
like Lincoln and Argo and things like that. But then they
Argo.
put these obscure little movies with supporting actress in a feature film, and it's really
for
me
example,
kind of frustrating.
the girl that's 9 years old that everyone's talking about. I've never
I
heard
don't,
of the
I'm
movie
not
that
talking
she's
about.
in.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
You don't? Her name is Quavanzane Wallace, I think.
All right, play.
I know the movie you're talking
Yeah.
about.
All right,
Yeah.
I will do the ding, buzz, and you will hear the buzzer when I don't know what the hell they are talking.
What do you
about.
want first? Actor, actress,
Give
director,
me just
picture?
roll it. Just roll it. From
Let's
wherever
start
you
with
wanna
Best
roll it.
Picture, okay?
All right, here we go.
To announce that the film selected as the Best Picture nominees for 2012
This will be a
are
good category.
Beasts of the Southern Wild, Dan Janvey, Josh Penn, and
that's the
Michael
one you were talking
Gottwald,
about.
producers.
Silver Linings Playbook. Donna Gelati, Bruce Cohen, and Jonathan Gordon.
I'm sorry. Now stop it. Hold it.
Heard of it, but
I've heard of it, but it gets because it's not been wide and it's not
Not
easy.
been wide. It was in every theater in America.
Was it really?
Yes.
But nobody went to see it.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not a great film.
As a matter of fact, Mike, I'd say
Were there ads?
I don't say
Okay.
it went wide. I don't.
So
say
it was
went
in
wide.
theaters and
Yes.
it was
Well,
easily
they're all
accessible.
in. They're all
Bradley
in theaters.
Cooper's in it.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Cooper.
All right, but nobody went to see it.
That doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
Damn, I should bring up Rotten Tomatoes. All right, go ahead. All right,
Zero Dark 30, Mark Bowl, Catherine
That
Bigelow,
wins.
and Megan Ellison, producers.
no date today. Sorry.
just now in
Lincoln,
theaters.
Steven Spielberg, and Kathleen Kennedy, producers.
Les Miserables, Tim Bevan, Eric Fellner,
Biggie.
Deborah Hayward, and Cameron McIntosh,
Right.
producers.
Biggie.
Life of Pi, Gil Netter, Ang Lee, and
I know
David
that was
Womark,
out there.
producers.
Another big.
Is that a cooking movie?
Yes.
Life of Pi.
More nominees to be determined.
Django
Wait,
Unchained.
what was that last one?
More nominees to be determined.
Something French.
Yeah, it's a more.
I don't know more.
Yeah, that's.
Cher,
That's
Reginald
cool.
Hudlin, and Pilar Savone, producers.
What was that one?
And Argo, Grant Heslov, Ben Affleck, and George Clooney, producers.
The one you
fact
missed
that-
was Django.
Django Unchained.
But the fact, and this is now they're doing 10 movies for a
Right.
nominee for Best Picture, which
Yes.
they didn't used to do, and now everybody gets nominated. But the fact that there's even two buzzers in there is too many.
Argo, Django Unchained, Les Mis, Beast of the Southern Wild, Silver Linings Playbook, Amore, and Zero Dark 30.
All right, Amore and Beast of the Southern
Beasts of the
Playbook.
Southern Wild is an indie flick, and if you watch independent movies, it was one of the most popular movies out there.
You are so smug. Look at you over there going, Beast of the Southern Wild.
And did you see it?
And when I was at the art house, did you see it, you hump?
I was between. I actually saw. I saw the movie that I recommended to you.
What?
The one that was.
So the answer is no.
No. I wanted to see that. It was.
Did you see
between
the way he danced through that like Fred Astaire?
Well, you see,
the Queen of Versailles is what I saw instead of Beast of the Southern Wild.
okay,
Southern
if
Wild.
you and I saw the Queen of Versailles, but that
Yes.
was a long time ago.
Yeah,
that was last year. Yeah,
These are last year's nominated from last year.
Okay, but I mean that was at
the beginning of the year.
That's already been out on pay-per-view, so I watched that on pay-per-view.
Beasts of the Southern Wild is on iTunes now.
But Oscar, we should point out, is a city dweller.
Yes, of course.
He is close to those little artsy. Oscar, it's true. You have access to those good theaters. I have to go see, Kung Fu Panda 8.
Yeah.
That's what I have out here in Manassas.
There's a great art cinema in Fairfax, as a matter of fact.
That's far away.
Yeah. That's Buzz's porno theater.
That's the city.
That doesn't count?
No.
Is that the one off Pickett Street? In that little shopping center back in the...
No, it's this side of Pickett. Yeah, Fair City Mall is where it is.
Isn't it tucked back?
Cinema Arts Theater, the most successful independent theater in America.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I saw Cider House Rules there.
It's a great movie.
I think I've been to that pursuing art, as I'm often want to do.
You love it.
I think I've seen that.
Don't play to the camera. It's not becoming.
You're absolutely right, Mike.
Especially when I look like this.
The only reason I find these movies...
Hey, did Mike celebrate his friend Bob Trost last night?
The tears are brown.
I say to myself, sometimes I look in the mirror and I say, can't you just wait for the weekend?
No,
can't do it.
Because you're
all by myself.
You're still on the American University schedule where the weekend runs Thursday to Tuesday.
It is a 3-day weekend.
I can't
6-day weekend.
I cannot do that. So those two, Amore and Beasts of the Southern Wild, I'm sorry, they're not out here in dummy land. And I always get mad at that because I'd like to see quality, artsy, fartsy movies.
Yes.
I really would. But we don't get them out in suburbia. Right. They put the major ones and too many kids movies.
It don't play in countryside, Mike.
That's right.
It
exactly.
ain't playing in countryside.
Exactly.
So do you retract your initial statement because that's 20%?
Beasts of the Southern Wild?
No, there's 20. That's 20% of the nominees are just really art house films.
Let's get into the actor and actresses because it's going to get worse.
Okay, here's actor and
You're going to hear more buzzards, and I'm not going to...
The nominees for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role are...
Go and stop,
Daniel
Rob,
Day-Lewis in Lincoln.
Thank you.
All right.
Denzel Washington in Flight.
Boy, I'd love to see him win.
Me too. Has he ever won?
I think he was that good.
I really want to see
I think he was that good.
But he's never won. Did he win for Malcolm X?
Like Buzz every time
He's
with
won
the
Best
Oscars.
Actor.
Buzz will say for every movie.
I think, was it
I really want to see
Hurricane?
that one.
Well, I'll tell you which ones I don't want to see.
Because the thing about Denzel is, for modern actors, I don't think he's ever really made a bad movie.
He won for Glory.
Glory, he might have won for.
And he does make very good choices.
He does.
This was Flight was all Denzel all the time. It was really terrific. I really loved it.
Hugh Jackman in Les Miserables.
Thank you.
Bradley Cooper in Silver Linings Playbook.
I'll give Oscar that one.
Yeah, and you know what? Bradley Cooper, pretty good-looking guy. He'll
He's
win
dreamy,
based on that.
Rob.
He is dreamy.
He's dreamy.
And Joaquin Phoenix in The Master.
All right. That was a good category. I'm starting. I hate it when Oscar's right.
Joaquin doesn't. No, Joaquin shouldn't win because of the Letterman stunt.
No, I love the Letterman stunt.
I hate the
You
Letterman
gotta get over
stunt.
that.
You hate the Letterman stunt?
I did.
Oh, but it was fantastic.
No, he was pulling the wool over our eyes as a country. He's a dick.
But it's great that he did it that way. Did you watch the documentary?
Which one? The one
the Joaquin Phoenix where he's that guy?
No.
He's that character?
No, I didn't look at
It's
that.
incredible.
Is it?
It's so dangerous
It's on demand.
and brilliant, and you really should watch it
All
because he plays to the character and you have no idea. I'm watching it, and I didn't know the backstory when I watched it. I was so late to the party on the fact that he was pulling a stunt.
Right.
He was, oh God, it's incredible.
All
it's
right,
like his greatest acting ever.
But maybe he should be nominated for that then.
Okay, keep going.
Performance by an actress in a leading role. The nominees are Naomi Watts in The Impossible.
Okay, is that out yet?
I haven't seen that.
I
haven't
hear
heard
that
of
it is.
Well,
I
if
hear-
Oscar
I
hasn't
hear
seen
that
it,
it is.
nobody's seen it.
But I saw a trailer. That's the one about the tsunami, and I want to see
right.
that, and I love Naomi Watts, so I give that a ding.
I wish you'd
Maybe
do-
I like what Oscar's giving us this
Can
year.
I have a bonus buzzer based on Seth MacFarlane's DJ voice that he's using when he's doing the nominee? Hi, Naomi Watts.
Seth MacFarlane,
the host of the
the man
Oscars.
who I am more jealous of than any human.
I think every man's
He's
jealous.
already
of that
getting
man.
bad reviews.
Yeah, good.
Well, do you think that matters to him?
I'm sorry?
If he's getting bad reviews, that man doesn't care. I mean, he just jumps in his pile of money and drives home.
What's he getting bad reviews for?
Yeah, just for the announcement yesterday.
I have a joke that he told that I will play during the audio vault that I think you'll enjoy.
We'll illustrate this, and it's not going over well with Hollywood, the Hollywood establishment. And now they are dreading seeing him on Oscar night.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But in Washington, D.C., every night is Oscar night.
Maybe,
because that's where Oscar lives.
Hey now.
You know, if I'm a major celebrity, that is not not the gig.
Yes, and you are.
Thank you, Rob. That's not the gig I'm going to take. I think that
it's a thankless gig.
I think it is a lose-lose.
Well, it certainly was for Letterman.
Yeah.
You really can't win.
All right, go ahead.
In Zero Dark 30.
All right, that one.
Jennifer Lawrence in Silver Linings Playbook. Emmanuel Riva in Amour.
No good.
Sorry, it's just a Frenchy movie. I'm sorry. I'm not basing that just because it's got one of those. I'm not doing it because it's got one of them funny names, but I'm doing it because I didn't see it.
So now, when you heard
not accessible, that's
when you heard that someone
that makes me sound so stupid. Amour, that sucks.
Now,
Grant,
when you heard someone
freedom fries,
when someone that was nominated that was named Emmanuel, were you thinking of a movie you saw once on Cinemax?
I'm old enough to remember the original Emmanuel in the theater.
Yeah. Sylvia Crystal, right?
In the theater?
In the theater.
That thing used to be in the theater?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was soft porn.
Don't sit in front of anybody.
Wasn't Emmanuel kind of like the original soft porn?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of the original soft porn.
I think the first few years of Cinemax were based on that movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loosely, very loosely.
Emmanuel in space. I made so many messes to that. It was just
God, it's not so good.
By the way, Training Day for Denzel Washington.
That what he won for.
All right, keep going.
I like Denzel.
A. Wallace in The Beasts of the Southern Wild.
The tape dropped out there, but again, that's Quivanjene Wallace. She's 9 years old, youngest person ever nominated for an Academy Award.
It's based in New Orleans.
Beasts of the Southern Wild, I want to go see. There are a lot of movies I want to go see.
How about
now.
it's on your TV?
It's on my TV already?
On demand, baby.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Right
how
there
about
waiting
that?
for you.
Dang, I'll do
How
that
about
today.
that? I like what Oscar. How about it's on your television?
Okay, keep going.
How about director?
Let's go
Or
with
do you want to do
director.
supporting?
Supporting, this is maybe the category.
Okay.
Now that my theory has been completely blown out of the water.
No, I don't think it has.
All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
For Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role, the nominees are Christoph Waltz in Django Unchained. He's won before.
Yeah.
We didn't need that little help there.
Pretty
He's won
popular.
before.
Yeah, he's a German
That was a crummy
fellow.
thing to say.
All right, keep going.
Philip Seymour Hoffman in The Master.
Hey, is that a fat joke for Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yeah, he's not. He's mostly there for the buffet.
I
He
love
doesn't
that
care
guy.
if he wins.
I love that actor.
It's
He's
an honor
great.
just to be nominated and serve
Got to
food.
give him a bell. I'm really.
He has won before. Robert De Niro in Silver Linings Playbook.
I haven't heard of any of these people.
All right,
Why who that guy is?
Why did I think?
Weird.
All right, my theory is bullshit.
It's unheard of.
I'm sorry. My theory is complete and utter bullshit.
Don't say that, Mike. That's no good.
I'm sorry. I it was a rough day yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. All right, keep
We're all
playing.
drained.
Let's see if some
He's won
category.
before. Alan Arkin in Argo. He has won before. And Tommy Lee Jones in Lincoln.
All right, I'm going to enjoy
He's
the
won-
Oscars. Maybe it's the supporting actress category.
Keep struggling.
All right, come on, let's try it. Let's try that.
Frenchy movie.
Keep
Before.
digging.
Breath of fresh air in that category.
Hey. I don't like him.
Yeah, what an ass.
The 2012 nominees for
Hey, read them as Stewie.
Hi there.
Hi.
breath of
Handsome,
fresh
skinny.
air.
I think I'm going to record an album of standards.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
Best Performance by an Actress
Here we go.
in a Supporting Role
Get ready
are
for the buzzer.
Sally Field in Lincoln.
Damn it.
Weird.
All right, go ahead.
Are you
Try
rooting?
again.
Are you rooting for Gidget?
I'm rooting for somebody obscure.
Anne Hathaway in Les Miserables.
Were you looking at this year's list? What list were you looking at?
I admit when I'm wrong.
Foreign films?
Jackie Weaver in Silver Linings Playbook.
That's what Oscar said. I'll put that one
No,
down.
you gotta buzz Jackie
No,
Weaver.
you
No one
gotta
knows
buzz
who
that.
that is.
But the movie was wide, and the movie was in my local.
Jackie Weaver,
theater.
bottom left square, right?
I've
On
never-
Hollywood,
yeah,
Hollywood
Jackie
Square.
Weaver.
Cliff Arquette played.
Thank God we're old today. We're skewing old. Charlie
Helen
Weaver.
Hunt in The Sessions.
Helen Hunt, Mike. The very obscure Helen Hunt.
Now the Sessions.
Oh, The Sessions is supposed to be a great
you
film.
you lick it. You lick it. Is it
You've helped
wide?
enough.
Is it available? This
Not
movie.
as wide as
I
Helen
think
Hunt.
it just came out. Like
But
a week
Helen
ago.
Hunt is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Helen Hunt is a
Yeah.
well-known
TV
actress.
show, yeah.
Gotta go with that one.
And Amy Adams in The Master.
Okay, I am
Congratulations,
completely...
you five ladies no
Oh.
longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein.
Shut up, Seth. I've got. Do you have director?
I do.
Okay,
it's
director.
the last one I pulled. Mike.
Okay, director will be the category
This-
that gets the buzzers.
Really?
I'll be right. I'm going to be right about director.
Okay, now here's a question. I just have to ask you to preface this because this is what the bit hinges on.
Okay, when you get to the
Are you going to do it based on the name of the director or the name of the motion picture?
when you get to the director category,
We're there.
You're going to get to the purple flower of of the Mama Blee Blee Blee.
Okay, so
That's
even if you have, and by the way,
I'll be listening for that.
Guess what? That's on your TV too.
All right, go.
Okay, here we go. Best director.
For Best Achievement in Directing, the nominees are...
Here we go.
David O. Russell for Silver Linings Playbook.
I hate that movie. It's completely shot my theory. All right, go ahead.
Ang Lee for Life of Pi.
God damn
Weird.
It's building.
And why
guys.
did that get nominated? Wasn't that like a big CGI? A tiger in a boat? and
All I
stuff?
know is that 2 hours after I saw it, I wanted to see it again.
Okay. Hey,
Steven Spielberg.
Who? Incidentally, you've been scolded again. You've
By
got-
who?
Oh, what
By
By
people,
whom?
people do not like a certain element of what you bring to the table. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to talk to you privately about it.
let's
I'm
move
going to
on.
do it
I've
publicly.
seen it, too.
All right, let's just move on. He's seen it too.
Yeah.
All right, well,
talk
so
to your
have I.
brother after the show about it.
I'm just going to issue a broad statement.
No,
okay,
you're not.
and it's simply
do
that.
not make light of this.
All right, I'm not at all.
All right.
At all, Mike. Is that we've all worked very hard to make this show what it is today, and some of the elements I bring to this show bought my house. It's going to be very hard to change it.
The point is you don't mean anything.
I don't mean anything.
Thank you. Keep playing the things.
Ang
Go
Lee,
ahead.
Mike.
All right. That gets it. That's right.
For Lincoln,
Spielberg.
Michael Haneke for Amour.
That's a more because
So
got a
there was
French
one.
name.
And
Sounds like Hanukkah.
He's going to say Michael Haneke. He directed for 8 Days and Nights.
Michael Haneke. All right, give me another one.
I'll probably get in trouble for saying that now.
All right, go ahead.
And Ben Zeitlin for Beasts of the Southern Wild.
All right, I'm giving him, since that Oscar said that one was seen. Is that all the categories?
Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Okay, I'm here to make a statement.
Are you going to retract this? Do we
I
want to start the show over?
I retract my entire opening about the Oscars. It seems like all these movies have been, almost all of them have been accessible. They're
Right.
terrific. Now, the only
Except
thing
for a couple.
do I get a little credit, and not that I was going out on a limb, but do I get a little credit from for calling my wife after I went to see Lincoln and saying this is a shoo-in. This is going to
Absolutely.
be.
Yes.
No.
This is going to be because I saw more, and I'm so glad Sally Field got nominated because I really
she's
thought
boxed.
she was an unsung hero in that movie, and Tommy Lee Jones was amazing in Lincoln, and so I was
But don't worry,
right about that.
Your prediction about not enjoying the Oscars will come true because Seth MacFarlane is hosting.
Yeah.
So it'll still suck.
He'll spoil it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad, and I'll try to see all the movies that were nominated. That's the thing I do,
Cool.
and we should have fun. We'll take a break, come back with more on The Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com, and that's where we reside all the time.
We live there.
Starting on this coming Monday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for those of you in Washington, D.C. Listen to our podcast by day, listen to our podcast by night, listen to our radio program.
That's right.
We are radio people. We come from radio. We do the land of the internet, and we do the land of the radio.
Sometimes one of us appears with Mr. Parks.
And we are delighted. Please remind me that I'm on with
Mike,
him again.
I will call you every 15 minutes all day Monday.
I blew that the first time.
You did fine.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Wait Not. Rob Spiewak lost 100 pounds, and he's on a television commercial that's on the Today Show. It's national.
I love it. I've spent more time on the Today Show than Ann Curry this year.
It's wonderful, and you just got in touch with our friend Christy over at Wait Not.
I spoke to her about my final destination. I'm not going to reveal what it is, but I should be able to get to my final target weight after one more round. I'm
All right.
very, very thrilled.
Rob and Wait Not are challenging you to make that same commitment. Wait Not's commitment is to help you lose weight fast and in a healthy way that includes real food, no packaged meals, and no shakes. You hear that in certain programs. The thing that I love about Wait Not is what I mentioned yesterday, the strategies that you can use for a lifetime. And really, if you're somebody that struggled, this is stuff that, you at the beginning, they hold your hand, they walk you through it, and you come out on the other side of Wait Not as a more educated person.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the real benefits
Stand on
of
your
the
own.
program. And you can do it in a healthy way because Wait Not works fast and in a healthy way. It's a better value than programs that take much longer. It's time to look better, feel better, and be better. Call 855-WAIT-NOT. That's 855-934-4486. Or visit waitnot.com. Wait Not, show us what you're made of and take Rob's challenge, okay?
Do it. I challenge you to do that. Be
Go for
excellent
it.
like me.
And say hi to Christy and all the good
Always.
people over at Wait Not.
Hello,
All right.
Paul.
Yesterday. Where to begin with our send-off? A lot of you people don't know our friend Biker Bob Trost. A lot of you do. A lot of people have met him. A lot of people know of him just online. We all knew him personally, and the main reason we knew him personally is because he was so instrumental in the charity ride that I do every year.
Right.
And let me tell you, I said it on Facebook last night. John Murphy and the Harley Owners Group of Fairfax, the bikers, my biker friends, you want to send off? Call those people.
It was amazing.
It was.
I've never seen anything like it.
I told you guys before the funeral, I said, when you get there, you're going to see something truly, truly different and special. And I've never been part of a biker funeral, which is what I would call it, actually, because it really was designed around all the people that were involved with that. It started for me in the wee hours of the morning at 8 o'clock. We were up there having breakfast and arranging things with this just terrific guy that runs the Harley Owners Group, John Murphy, who is all over this stuff. He organizes. There are a lot of moving parts.
Not only is he a wonderful organizer for events, and they're oftentimes like more charity oriented. It's not always something as tragic as yesterday, but also when he got up and spoke. And he really gave us a sort of an insight into the way he had dealt with Bob as in the Harley Owners Group and as a friend. And I spoke to him briefly after the funeral. He was a little hesitant to accept credit, but I said
that's the way he is.
It's one of the hardest gigs in the world is to speak at something like that, and he did just such a wonderful job.
And he just organized.
In addition to organizing one of the most touching funerals I've ever been to, I applaud him.
The law enforcement community, and I mentioned this last night also, that involved, and I'll explain what we're talking about. We're talking about a funeral for a friend of ours who was Biker Bob, and that's what he was known on my show as. And Biker Bob had an escort from Frederick, Maryland, all the way to Annandale, and it was about, I would say, an hour and a half ride to get down there, and police escort the whole way. And
4 jurisdictions, you said, handing off the escort duties from one to the other.
We had the Sheriff's Department up in Maryland. They were handed off to the Loudoun County Sheriff's Department. They were handed off to Leesburg City Police, and they were handed off to Fairfax County Police.
Right.
And just amazing what those guys
seamless,
do.
It was a spectacle.
As a motorcycle rider, when you watch these professionals, these police officers on the motor squad do this, and the way they shut down exit ramps and they shut down intersections, and you're a part of this, it never gets old.
No.
And I'm pleased and delighted to be involved in that Ride of the Patriots when we have what's called Rolling Thunder here in Washington, D.C., and this was just an amazing event, and he would have loved it. He would have been so proud of what people did for him. 70-plus bikes that escorted his ashes down to the church, and then you guys, we met you all down there, and just a terrific service, and what a send-off should be of that kind. So to his family, I just want to say, really, you should be very proud of what he meant to so many people.
Yeah, and you could feel it. You could absolutely feel it in the room. He was from all corners. I mean,
last night, I don't want to get emotional.
Hang tough, man.
Last night, I had with Bob given him a razzing, a really intense razzing about all of his Facebook posts and how he posted everything. And I, as I often do, I went on the apology tour with him when I was out in Sturgis, and said, "Hey, I didn't mean it," and which I didn't. And then, just unbeknownst to me, I got a personal text from him at Christmas, and so it was really, I had forgotten about it, and he was that kind of guy.
He was the king.
He just reached out to so many people.
He was the king of the reaching out and giving you a good word when you least expect it, deserve it, or even understand why it showed up. He gave one to me right before Christmas as well.
They talk about politicians being able to do this. Certain politicians that are able to do it, and it's a quality that is very unique in a human being. Where you heard this again and again and again at the service yesterday. You make the person that you are with at that moment feel more special than anybody else.
A lot of people say he
make
did that
you feel
for
you're
them.
the only person in a crowd.
And I reflected on him. A lot of us did, and that was his deal. I mean, when you met him, that's why I think that that church was packed to the rafters, and so many people had so many nice things to say about him. And just a an amazing day and an exhausting day. I really want to thank pregnant Carla, which she will henceforth be referred to
PC?
for it meant a lot to have my wife with me the whole day yesterday in the cold on the back of that bike. It was a little chilly. Not as chilly as it could have been.
I'm shocked you made her sit in front.
On the handlebars.
She blocks the wind.
Yes. And then we got to the church, and the funny part, Oscar and I were talking about the same thing. We have this flu epidemic that's breaking out.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you're in a church on any level, when you're in an auditorium, anywhere there's a large group
You're
of
packed
people.
in there.
I'm getting a little flu paranoid now,
Right.
and I had Johnny Flu sitting in back of me yesterday.
Oh, God.
And I had
Gary
the
Grip?
I had the kind of guy that every time he sniffles or does, you get that, but what pisses me off is the sigh. So you get this is the sound you get. You get the
sounds like a NyQuil commercial.
And we're
germs,
sitting in this beautiful service, and and suddenly my mind is drifting away where I want to turn around and go, we get it.
Yeah, you're sick.
We get the fact that you're sick. You don't need to do the sigh every time you sniffle.
Yeah.
But you were near somebody who was hacking up a little bit.
Yeah,
too?
I mean, I don't want to take anything away from the service. The service was
fantastic.
Right.
Almost perfect. For
I've
that
been
sort of
to
thing.
a handful of
Bob would
services.
laugh at this too.
Yes.
I loved the way that people spoke of him in many different lights.
Yep.
And I was also touched when if I'm not mistaken, his high school geography teacher
Freshman.
freshman
Yeah,
year.
Probably the most amazing moment. Bob is in our age group, and that's the post 50.
When you
age
say
group.
our, it's really just you and Buzz.
It's just me and Buzz. Thank you very much, Rob.
I'm
Glad to point that out.
much younger than you.
People were invited from the service to get up and say that weren't on the list of scheduled speakers, and
in
suddenly,
most funerals, that's a real dicey
that
proposition.
can
oh, absolutely,
that can go bad.
And out of the
didn't.
and this elderly woman walks up to the podium, and it was his freshman geography teacher who spoke about it. I found the moment to be absolutely precious.
started crying.
Just amazing,
Powerful.
Yeah.
Really
His
powerful.
freshman geography. I just wanted to say a few things about him, and the reason she did that is because he had maintained contact
Yes,
with her.
right.
Yeah.
I have an example of my sister and my brother-in-law who have done this, and I give Kathy and Paul, a hard time about it sometimes. But these lifelong nurturing your friendships and maintaining contact and keeping, people, it's so easy to do now.
Yeah.
And I've never been good at it.
Well,
and
it's
it's
so-
one of my great regrets in life.
It's so amazing that Kathy is able to nurture those lifelong friendships, and yet she barely returns your calls. And you're her brother.
It was
So she picks and she chooses.
Yeah, it's just, you see that if you just take time for people. When I go to a service like that, when I go to any funeral,
Right.
I think we all get very introspective. We begin
Sure.
to look at our life and see what we're all about. And that was one where it's so positive because you think, well, that's the way you should touch people.
Well, that's the love he had for people.
That was
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
That's
and it's a
him.
people person,
was-
and I think it's it's kind of what I love to be more of, and it's tough for me.
Get
I
on
think it's-
that, Mike. Get on that.
I think it's tough for when we do this kind of job. We are used to, meeting lots of people in large
you're
rooms
right.
and going,
You're
hey,
right.
yeah, how are you? How
Right,
are you?
right, Mike.
And I hope that, it's something I think that everybody can work on. And you see a geography teacher, this little old lady getting up there, and she was witty, and she was poignant, and she was sweet, and she was so articulate.
And she ended with "I love you."
Oh my God! It
Very
was
powerful. Very powerful.
just.
Are you in
and-
touch with anybody who was a teacher of yours?
No.
Really?
It
None?
makes you want to
Absolutely not.
find them
Yeah.
and thank them.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you names. I remember, I think it was Miss Wright and Mr. McGovern from high school, and
He would eventually run for president.
it was George McGovern.
That's right, your
He's
teacher,
no
George-
longer with us either at this point. Just spectacular. It made me think, and my mind's still going from yesterday. Go ahead.
So when I was done tearing up after that, and I know, like, I don't know what I do. I think you don't blame the person for coming out or to pay their respects.
You mean?
No, I'm talking
I'm
about
sorry.
the person that was hacking up a lung next to me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
So you're in this moment where you're like, this man has touched so many people, so much so that you have a teacher coming to a student's
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Service.
It should be the other way around.
Yes.
Yeah.
A student who's not, 20.
No.
A guy that's pretty long in the tooth
50-something.
himself.
from the 60s.
Yes.
She's come out of the woodwork to say
a teacher
goodbye.
from the 1960s, people.
Yeah.
And she looked phenomenal. I
can
don't know
only
how
im-
old
she
she
did.
was.
I
Kept
can
it
only
tight.
imagine.
Kept it tight.
Back in the day, I might have kept in touch with her too.
Stop it.
Settle
Behave
down.
yourselves.
So,
It's horrible.
so after
wrong
I
with
was
you?
done
Jesus, Mouse, it's a compliment.
wiping my eye, I then started to try to stop breathing because this lady next to me, God bless her, but she was just kept on coughing.
And aren't we
coughing.
victims? Aren't we victims of flu hype right
Yes.
now?
Oh God,
Anyway,
we're right in the middle of it.
I said, this is it.
It's crazy stuff. We do have to take a break on the Mike O'Mara show. Now, Mr. Man, I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
I've got a running time, and I have to get to behind the scenes because we're going to be
Right.
doing this.
We're fine.
I got to be out in. I'm going to give you. See if we're on the same clock here in roughly 20 seconds.
That's
Is
right.
that correct? I just want to see if we're matching
Yeah,
up.
we're
okay?
perfectly matched up. I'd like to give you about 45 seconds to wrap stuff up. This is my nudge.
Very good. We'll take a break. We'll come back. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We hope you're enjoying it because we're working out the bugs, folks.
You recognize this one?
Well, I know it's Buddy Rich.
Yeah, but it's from an album. I didn't know I even had this. It's from an album called Stick It. It's called Sassy Strut.
It was when he was trying to get a little hip.
It's a pretty
He
good
was
record.
It's him in a race car, I think.
This is more.
Or maybe he had a million albums.
But this song, the fun about this is more about, at least the front part of the song, more about the band than the drums.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
really focusing on his horns.
That's a little Buddy Rich. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment is brought to you by our Amazon page. Don't forget us. School books, paper clips, any little thing you want. If you have the new iPhone 5 and you want to buy a new charger for it, a charger case for it that might not work all the time, you can get that at Amazon. I hate that thing. I have a total. It's just like everything else with that iPhone 5. But buy it at Amazon if you're going to get
Grandpa.
That's a great sell.
it. Thank you. Bookmark us for all your shopping at home. Yes, Buzz.
I was going to say, here's a tip in because Amazon has started providing free MP3 versions of albums. So if you buy a CD, you now get the MP3 version of that album at no additional cost.
No kidding?
Amazon,
Oh, that's cool.
Numero uno as far as supporting financially this show. The way it works, you go through our page at MikeO'MaraShow.com. You do your internet shopping on Amazon, and we get a little taste.
Yeah, it doesn't
That's
cost you
it.
nothing.
I'm not going to lie to you about it. MikeO'MaraShow.com will take you directly to your account, and we get the credit. You're saving money and supporting the show when you shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. So any final words on the Biker Bob thing? It was truly a special day, and really I was so proud to be part of it.
I
And
won't-
thanks
I
to
won't-
John Murphy, especially with the Harley
I'm really
Owners
glad
group.
I could be
We've
there.
already singled out Murph, but I think everyone who spoke, and I think 10 people might have spoke
A lot of
yesterday.
people spoke.
8 maybe.
Everyone was great, and that is so tough. And
Some people smoked too, Rob.
I know. Yeah. Some people got their letters right. Some people chose their words better than
That's
I.
true.
But I do applaud everyone who did that because that was what made that memorial service so great was the personal touch of the people
To hear that love.
got
Yeah,
up there and
yeah.
spoke. Thank you very much.
And I don't have his name in front of me, but a young man who was a friend of one of Bob's daughters.
You talking about the guy who sang
Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You ever hear a better
was
version
it
of that?
Never.
Was it Gravely?
Jeremy Ragsdale. Jeremy
Oh,
Ragsdale.
Oh, thank you, Buzz.
Was
Jeremy
a-
Ragsdale. I
He was
believe
great.
He
Both-
teaches at Berkeley College of Music up in Massachusetts.
Beautiful piano work and an incredible job of singing.
His voice like a bell. It was
Unbelievable.
like hearing Garfunkel sing it if Garfunkel had a better voice.
Right.
It
With
really
a grand
was.
piano up
Wonderful.
in the church. Phenomenal.
With that you're absolutely right about the performance. I sat there and I was like, "Is this a CD? Like this is too good for somebody."
yeah.
and
I
it was- it was
immediately
amazing.
after the service, I'm like, "Who is this guy? Where did he
Yeah.
come from?" He was a friend of
Jeremy
one of Bob's
Ragsdale.
daughters.
So as far as the show is concerned, and it's not about me. It's really about Bob. That I probably knew him the least, just simply because I
be
don't
very
ride
close.
and I didn't really
Right.
But I know that the times I had a chance to talk with Bob, or the times where he put that big mitt out to shake your hand,
Yeah, big smile.
Usually resulted in a hug.
Yes.
He'd lead with the handshake, but it would end
Great
up in
guy.
a hug. Yeah.
He as I was leaving the service and I was talking to my girlfriend about the service, I said, "There's only a handful of people in this world that I know that I've met in my life that could affect you in such a positive manner in such a brief time.
So little contact.
And that's the type of guy I remember him as. And from yesterday's service,
me too.
Everybody remembers him as.
Yeah. So
it
was great. Terrific.
It was amazing.
Terrific send off for our friend.
With the amount of negativity.
And thanks to all of you guys. I mean, really. I mean, in the radio days, one of the things that we do, we are a band of brothers on this show, and I texted Buzz last night. Buzz was the first one of you that I saw. I didn't even see Oscar because there were so many people at the church, and it just meant so much to me personally to have you guys turn out for that. I mean, I should say to all of our listeners, some of us knew Bob better than others, but everybody on this show, I was, this was required reading for me. I was going to participate in every element of this, but I told the guys, I said, there is, we're gonna go dark with the show on Thursday, and if you guys want to come, you can. And every one of you came to the service. And
I wouldn't have missed it.
We don't play that kind of game anymore, where if you don't show up, that's going to be really bad. It wasn't that way.
Everybody, I didn't know him that well either, but it was so important.
I didn't when you came in. I thought you hadn't gone, and it wasn't a big deal to me. It was something, but everybody on the show went, including RJ, and thanks to all of you guys.
He was such a good friend of the show.
It's an amazing tribute to Bob, because every time we did something, Bob would show up.
Yep.
He didn't need to. And I mean, even if it was
incredible supporter
in the chat room or at some appearance at a bar,
Online.
he would just be there.
And he came out. He came out on a Saturday when I was taking my motorcycle lessons to support me. He came there with his bike, just waved me on and gave me advice. He was great.
And all the time. Steve Bridges, thanks to him out at KCJJ, because Bob would be driving out to Sturgis, riding out to Sturgis, and he would go on KCJJ.
He'd root himself through Coralville every time.
I had no idea that he went out there multiple times.
Oh yeah,
wow.
I didn't even know that. And thanks to all the gang out at KCJJ, because Steve Bridges is one of the good guys too. I think the what I take from this, and the reason we're spending so much time talking about Biker Bob, is I think it's a wonderful message for everybody to take to pass along on this show. What I took from that service, and that was the one thought that is indelibly etched in my mind from yesterday is people do matter. And
hugely.
And you know what? If you kind of live your life that way,
especially the good people,
you can really just you can do a lot of good, and it's just validating your fellow men, and women. You know what I mean? And it's
acknowledging,
and it's something that we can all shoot for to see if we can do it like Bob did.
One life can touch so many.
Yeah,
and it did in his case.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Okay,
so thank you for indulging us.
Safe travels, Biker Bob. And now as we move on, it is decision time, ladies and gentlemen.
This will be
for
fun.
the Mike O'Mara Show T-shirts. We have been talking about this. I'm Jack Cassidy.
The Cassidy T-shirt.
We're going to vote on these because we've been talking about it too long.
They're spreading like wildfire.
And we've got how many designs do we have on the webpage?
Oh, we've probably got a couple dozen.
Oh, these designs are smoking.
If you are playing at home, you want to go to the Mike O'Mara Show Facebook page. That is the Mike O'Mara Show page, not my friend page or anybody else's. Or
Facebook.com/Mike O'Mara Show.
You can play at home, and the first one that comes up, boys, is this one.
With
Jack Cassidy.
Sort of a silhouette of Jack Cassidy with the cigarette.
Rather well done.
Very nice.
It is. I like it, and it's got the name of the show on the ashtray there.
Yeah.
And very nice. This was submitted by Mike Rasmus, and it's very interesting. It's a silhouette of a man with a cigarette lit in the ashtray. On the ashtray says the Mike O'Mara Show, kind of like that. That was pretty clever.
The only thing that stops that from being perfection is the hair is wrong for Cassidy.
Okay, picky wicky.
And he's a little heavy.
All right, very good. So that's a nice one. Let's
Cassidy
move on.
during the holidays.
This is not good.
More turkey?
This
You don't like this next one?
Dan, I love you, and I know you're a good guy. I really do. But Dan, I think this is perhaps a little too morbid.
Oh, yeah.
It is a skull with devil horns.
That really does look like it looks like an Iron Maiden album cover.
Hilarious.
And it's got the cigarette. No, I'm Jack Cassidy on it, though.
Dan,
unfortunately.
Well, I move that we strike that one.
Show that to your shrink.
Okay, we're weeding them out here.
What I love about this, it'd be amazing if we put every one of these on the MikeO'MaraShow.com site.
Yes.
And then whittle down to 3. Because going through 12, I think maybe if people have a choice to see what they love.
All right, I will give you one more weekend.
Okay.
I want to get this to.
Yeah,
so
we gotta get
And
this
this will
going.
allow people to campaign.
How many am I going to go
We have
through
to
here?
strike while the fire is
You
hot.
might go through close to at least 20.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all right, that
We
is
can
our
put 'em
job.
up.
We will whittle it down to 3. and let people go and do. I don't want people to vote.
Well, they don't have to vote. We can just get opinions.
We don't have to listen to them.
I don't like it when we get Democratic.
It's a pretend vote, just like in other countries.
Okay.
Sometimes in this country.
Sometimes this country.
We're going to put this as we will put the top 3 on our website.
Yeah.
And we will give you.
Play along.
This is the only time when I look at the camera.
I was going to say, Mike, after last night, maybe you should put your glasses back on.
Okay, thank you.
That was a
We will give you, the listener, a chance to see which one you like and vote on it.
And let us know.
All right, we asked you what you thought, and we listened.
And
all right,
we'll
so
take it under advisement.
So far, the first one is not eliminated yet.
Right.
Dan, I love you, but yours
Are you going to give his last name?
See a doctor, Dan.
What's that?
Are you going to give Dan's last name?
Dan Town.
Yeah, Dan Town, not so good.
No, he's a good. Okay, you don't have to be mean.
I'm just restating what you
He's
said.
a good guy.
He's a great guy.
I'm sure
I
he's a
think he
good
sent
guy.
me a book, and he like a great book about the mafia up in Boston.
There was a mafia in Boston?
The whitey guy, Whitey Bulger.
Whitey Ford?
And
I have one of those right now.
Okay.
What?
Here's the next one.
Gross.
So I guess this would be the front. Don't you know who I am? I'm Jack Cassidy.
It's a
Now,
little busy.
don't we can comment, but let's vote after we go through all.
Very
of it.
good. All right.
No,
No.
I don't like that.
No.
either.
I thought we were going to vote afterwards.
Okay, we'll vote afterwards. Yeah, stop it, Rob. David Wardrick. Thank you for submitting that.
Thank you, okay?
Thank you,
All
David.
right, let's move on to the next one.
Please hold your applause till the end.
This is rather photographic.
And
Yes,
remember,
it
it's
This one's it makes me laugh, but it's a photo.
But we could never put that
Yeah, it's
image.
going to be hard to print.
It's going to be hard to print.
yeah,
that.
strictly on it, but it makes me
It's
laugh.
fantastic, though.
Makes me laugh.
Yeah.
What if could you render that image? Of,
Cassidy. There, it features photographic fire.
now, what could you render that in white and orange and sort of approximate
Don't
the fire?
overthink it.
There's a way to do
We've
that,
got
yeah.
20
Hello.
designs. We're going to be able to
Let's-
pick something,
let's
okay?
choose
You
something
just said
easy.
we can comment, and then I comment, and you get all fussy.
You don't want to render anything. We're going to just pick the design that we want to use.
Render this.
Don't pick it; it'll get infected.
Oh, you see
you
one?
Oh, God.
Oh,
Here we
Daddy
go.
Found
likes
one you like
this.
someone?
Oh, no.
Daddy
He's got a
might-
whitey bulger.
like it?
Daddy might like this one.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
That's very good.
Got
Kind
the
of
website going down the side there. Along the
And
side.
also the
I
Art
like
Deco
it.
lettering,
That's
Mike.
very
Kind
good.
of in my mind's eye. Sort of, Jack.
That's what you would
That's
sort of
tight.
described, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
tight.
That's tight. Who designed this
Like
one?
that. This was designed by John O'Connell, a good Irishman.
There he is.
There you have it.
Okay, let's
fine
move on
entry.
here. That's,
Might be
that's
our
terrific.
winner.
Ooh,
You
is
might
this
have had a different
Too
version
soon
of
to
it.
call.
Oh, he's got a different. Oh, that's even better, I think.
That's a better version.
What do you
do-
think?
Does it have our website on it? I can't see from this distance.
No,
This
it
one
doesn't.
does not.
It doesn't, but we can always we put
can
that
add
like
that.
on the T-shirt.
That's true.
The collar, like where we put what?
Put it on the ass.
The collar. There it is. Should I be holding
I've
these?
got a
Are
winner.
you going through these?
I'm
so
looking
people
with
can-
you, yeah, but I
Can
I
people
can't
see
do
it on Ustream?
I
Is this
can't do it that
translating?
quickly.
Let me do this.
Yeah, if you put it right there,
All right.
that's awesome.
You see it?
Yeah, it's
They
very
use the
good.
cigarette holder to underline the words "I'm Jack Cassidy." I like that one.
Now this by the end
very
of next
good.
week we're going to be these are going to be going into the Keebler Elf factory and
But
they're gonna
before
be
you
going-
close the page on that,
Yes.
would you like to see a larger plume of smoke on that?
No, don't get picky.
I can't win. I swear to God, I can't win.
I thought you told him to comment.
Now he submitted 3, right? So this is another version of it right here.
With a bigger plume of smoke. See,
That,
now I'm
that
all
actually
in.
looks better. You're right, Rob.
All we
Thank
need
you.
is the website.
Careful,
We're
don't say
set.
too much. You'll
All
get
right,
yelled at.
I have no dog in this fight. If you want to pick the best of John O'Connell's
The last
to
one.
make that a
That would
finalist,
be
I
his
will be
best.
all about that.
With the website added, of course.
This is just a picture.
Of course, Buzz.
This is just a picture of the headless I'm Jack Cassidy.
That's no good.
It's a great Photoshop. You can't go wrong.
I'm Jack
I kind of like
Cassidy.
it.
Well, I don't like when you underline and italicize
I
something.
certainly hope he would be proud.
I don't
There
like
we
that.
are. Let me see. Okay, here's another one. Just like what I asked. I kind of like this one too. It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute.
Yeah, you know what? It pales next to the
And
other
it
one
looks
that we
kind of
liked.
like a magic wand
All right, very good.
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
than a cigarette.
I'm a magician.
There are 20 of these.
I'm in the Magic Castle.
Okay.
And if people want to follow along and see these pictures while we're talking about them, you can go to our YouTube page. Go to youtube.com/Michael
Sure.
Mara Show.
oh, I didn't give that guy credit.
And make sure the volume's up.
Hold on.
Please.
That's
Or
that,
not.
that
It's
lady,
up to you.
Kira Schuster, who submitted that.
Ah,
one.
yes. We know.
And the previous one was Joyce Barker.
Barker!
Joyce as well.
So thanks to Kira and to Joyce. Moving right along. This seems to be a font one where they're
Yeah,
different.
giving some ideas of different styles
different
that you can
fonts.
do. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but that kind of puts too much work on us. But
Yeah, we have a font library.
But Kira, thank you very much. We appreciate that. A Hold on.
Very font of it.
The next one, similar to the John O'Connell from Kira. Another I'm Jack Cassidy with the cigarette.
Yes.
A lot of people get it.
Yeah.
A lot of people
again,
get what I was
what you
looking
asked
for.
Yeah.
That's not so good because it does look like a magic wand.
That's true.
It's a ta-da. Watch sales disappear.
But we appreciate everybody doing
They're all
this, Rob.
good. Some are better.
Yeah, it's an honor just to be mentioned.
This is probably the best outing for, I guess,
T-shirt
options that
design
we've ever had.
And does it appear that the plume of smoke on this one is the profile of a face?
Face.
Or is that just me
Oh, yes, I think
doing the
you're right.
Rorschach test there? I'm not sure.
I can't. It could be a silhouette or a profile.
Maybe it's a
Sorry
penis.
About that. Okay.
Keep your fingers crossed, Oscar.
Like in The Little Mermaid.
That's right.
This next one
very
comes
irate.
from Mark Roberts. Excuse me. Sorry, I broke that up. Mark Roberts.
Now, what is
like
that?
Rob, these are
solid.
very people have taken their time
Solid.
and submitted T-shirt designs.
He sort of
to
went
it.
Tim Burton on us there. With
Yes.
It's a little
Well,
nightmare.
and
Before
Incidentally, if
Christmas.
you're just listening to the radio show, my apologies for this. Is a very
This is
visual.
interactive.
I
This
should
show
describe them.
business.
It seems like a Mr. Potato Head with I'm Jack Cassidy.
I
in
think
a
that
red
might be
tux.
my favorite one.
It looks like one of Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas
Mark
characters.
Roberts.
Just a nightmare.
Good call.
Very
Buzz.
very fancy here from Matt Hanley. I'm Jack Cassidy with a cigarette holder and a cigarette
I like
sticking
that.
out of it.
Oh, I like that a lot.
That is
Okay,
great.
all right.
Wow,
I
very
like
good.
that a whole lot.
I
That's
think
solid.
that is the name of that font is Stripper Sans Serif.
All right, very nice.
Very, very
that
elegant
kind of
looking.
The font is the spirit of
It's
Jack Cassidy,
perfect.
isn't it?
It
Like,
is.
Here we are there.
I'd love that to be a finalist, along with one of the ones we saw earlier.
Well, I mean, I only feel strongly about the John O'Connell one so
Right,
far.
right.
So,
One of his.
Okay, here's one that is the whole T-shirt design with I'm Jack Cassidy on the breast
that is
patch.
perfect.
I
And
like
they've
it.
made an ascot.
That comes
Yes.
from Matt Nelson.
That's brilliant.
I don't think people would wear that.
No,
though.
but it's brilliant.
Matt
like
Han-
it.
that's,
Rob
that's,
would.
that's another
No, I
design for
wouldn't.
Matt Hanley. Oh, Matt Hanley did the last one, and that's Matt Nelson.
Do you
Mark-
own a tuxedo T-shirt?
Mark, people wear
I
the
don't.
tuxedo T-shirts. I think our audience would like
yeah,
that
but
t-shirt.
it's very Queenie.
Another Matt
Exactly,
Nelson.
Mark.
Another Matt Nelson design here.
That is excellent because it actually has a fey hand
Yeah.
holding the cigarette holder.
Very nice.
That's another great one.
That is
I
very
like that a
good.
lot.
Yeah.
It's like very I Love
Are we
Lucy.
making any progress here? I'm not sure.
We're picking out the 3 or 4.
Oh, here's the
favorites, I
devil.
think.
Here's the devil.
What are you pointing at?
This does not involve the cigarette, but it's just I'm Jack Cassidy.
That looks cool. Nice
I
and
like
clean.
this.
That's
nice
nice.
and clean.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, the
It's
J
good.
looks like a devil. It's got the
I like
horns
this.
on it.
That's
yeah.
very nice.
That's
How
very
many
nice.
more of these do I have to?
But
go
you know what?
through?
That needs an exclamation point.
Yeah,
Right.
or a cigarette
All right,
holder.
this one
Not
I
a finalist
have
for
to
me.
say this is. Wait, I'm not giving people credit that I want to mention their names. Patrick Wolverton submitted that last one.
Oh, my friend Patrick.
Yeah, don't
And,
come back from his mountain.
Give me the
Thank
ukulele.
you know Patrick?
He gave me the ukulele.
Nice job. I kind of like Patrick. It's
I'd
different.
like something.
I,
Just saying.
what's that?
If he gave Buzz a ukulele.
What would you
Yeah.
like? Like an
What would you
oboe?
like, Oscar?
You know what I would like? A magic mouse for my coffee.
No, it has
those-
to
those
be.
are great.
It has to be a musical instrument.
Oh, it does?
How about an oboe?
No,
No, it doesn't have to be. does it?
No, it does, Mike. Stick to the rules.
I have to get through these. Hold on a second.
Yes, you do.
A flute.
All right, this one from S.C.
skin
Jones. The only thing I don't like about this, I don't like the cigarette. It looks too rumpled and.
Well, it looks like a joint.
And the change
yeah.
of font.
Well, maybe it was
and
on
the change of
purpose.
font doesn't
Yeah,
work for me.
right.
Maybe
either.
the joint look was on purpose.
Perhaps it was, but I don't know. Not
Yeah, I don't
working
like
for me.
that joint.
Here's another.
Boo.
Here's another sort of Jack Cassidy font here. Hi, I'm Jack Cassidy. Say, take a look at this.
That's pretty
I hope-
cool.
This
Nice
is this
font.
is. I'm breaking all the radio rules here.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
you're
okay.
doing a TV show.
I'm doing a TV show for people on YouTube.
That's why they
right
can
now.
go to YouTube
Thanks,
afterwards
Regis.
and watch.
But it sets it up. Tommy Hood, thank you. And then we go back. Okay, Tommy Hood.
Tommy
that's
Hood,
the
another
last
longtime
one.
listener.
Tommy Hood. Do you know all these people personally?
I recognize these names. Hey, I do the birthdays.
Is
I
that
know.
why I got all the crap when you quit? All right, here we go. So there we are.
That's pretty good.
That's a very good one, too.
If
They're all
you
kind-
quit again, you go Facebook.
They're
silent.
all kind of the same.
All right. They're all got to say. I think we're going to narrow it down to.
Is Oscar's flute here yet?
No. And I asked for a skin flute.
Okay. This I believe because it's
Yeah.
different. I'd like to make that one of the finalists.
I like that.
Very good.
I
You
like
okay
that.
with that? Then
Sure.
Buzz liked one. Hold on, let me see if I can remember the one that.
Now, if we do choose
I like
that,
Buzz's swishy one.
if
Yeah,
we
the
choose the
swishy
one that
one.
just says "I'm Jack Cassidy" with the devil horns, can we put the website on the back of the shirt, Mark? Because there's no
Sure,
reference to
yeah,
each
we can
other.
do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second
Or the
one,
I
this
like
is
it on the
Buzz's
sleeve,
favorite.
too.
We're going to make this number 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that one.
This
Yeah.
is it.
And the final
Solid.
one from O'Connell, Mike. The
From,
third,
yes.
third offering from O'Connell.
O'Connell's
hold
third
on
and
a
final one
second.
there.
While
Let
Mike's
me
doing
see.
that, he might have missed this one that's up there, and I think this one's kind of nice.
Let me see. Can I see that?
This one
looks
is
good too.
That is nice.
That is good.
That's
Yeah.
really
Who
nice.
did that?
That
really
is Holly Klein.
All right, put that up there also. That'll be.
So-
We'll have 4. We're gonna
Got
have
some good
4 up.
ones.
Put that one up as the 4th.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
Couldn't
It'll
we
be
put all
see.
20 up there?
No, we're not putting.
Then
all
this
that.
bit was a waste.
Give everybody credit.
Yes.
Buzz,
I think
this was
everybody
the one
gets
you
a
liked?
certificate.
Yes.
Is this,
yeah.
That's it.
Is that the one?
That's the one.
That'll be the
Yes.
4th one.
Yes.
Okay.
All 4 will be at MikeO'MaraShow.com. You can check that out, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you enjoy that. I think, really, thanks to all the people that submitted their entries.
Yeah.
We will make the
They're great.
decision on Monday. We'll announce the winner on Monday.
An hour 2 of this show.
No, we're not. We're not spending this much time on it. Jesus Christ.
That's when you get a hot call.
I don't want to do that. When we come
did
back,
you
it's
just show
it's
t-shirt
Rob and the
showings?
Magic Audio Vault right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Breaking rocks over here today.
I think you're doing a great
And a
job.
fine job of it.
This Rob's Magic Audio Vault is brought to you by VistaPrint.com. Let me see if I can read this. If you are starting a new business, take it from us. You need professional-looking business cards to get that phone to ring. Now, thanks to VistaPrint, you know what's always nice, the way I have my setup here, is looking through a mic stand.
We're going to get you a clear lucite mic stand that will actually,
Thank
not
you.
only you can see through it, it will make things bigger.
Thank you.
Magnifier.
There we go.
That's awesome.
If you're starting a new business, take it from us. You need professional-looking business cards. Millions, I mean millions,
Literally.
Yes.
of business owners use VistaPrint because it's affordable and so easy to create a quality custom business card online. Choose from thousands of designs.
When you read like that, you look like a pissed off parakeet.
And go and upload your own. We're talking about heavy paper stock at half the regular price. To get this offer plus free shipping, just go to VistaPrint.com and enter the code TMOS in the search bar. And VistaPrint can match your card with any website, sign, anything you want. And again, 250 top quality cards with free shipping for just $10, but only if you go to VistaPrint.com and enter the code TMOS in the search bar. Let's open up the audio vault for today. This is Jan
11th?
Jan 11, 2013. Take it away,
Of
Ron.
all the talk show hosts and news guys that you think would be least likely to be physical and actually approach someone
Yes.
on the street, who do you think would be least likely?
Like the least pugnacious?
The least one to be confrontational.
Of news personalities.
Lowell Melser.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
I would say
National, local?
Al Roker.
National.
It's a good guess, and he will be mentioned in a moment, but this story
Think
is
whiter.
Anderson Cooper. And Anderson Cooper, according to this story on his chat show...
Now, hold on. I'm going to call you on that. I'm going to
Okay.
call you. I think you're being homophobic there. I think you say he'd be least confrontational because he's gay.
I don't think that's
And
that at
I
all.
think
No,
I
just
would,
because it's his personality.
he would be at the top of my list as being a guy that would mix it up, a guy that would get into
Really?
the
Well,
fight.
maybe
Absolutely.
if he was in the theater of war, maybe. But if he's just
He has
walking down
been in the theater
that's
of
what
war.
I'm saying.
Recently.
Okay,
Don't take a tone when you're agreeing with me.
I'm just responding to the groundswell of people that are just
I love
fed up-
Anderson Cooper.
fed up with your bigotry.
That's right. That's right. The end is near. It's my turn to quit, isn't it?
God, no. All right, go ahead.
But Anderson Cooper tells this story on his Feel Good Chat show, and I really enjoy it, not just because it's him becoming what I didn't expect him to become, but why he did it.
Okay.
I was walking down the street over break. There was a lady putting a used banana peel into a mailbox on my street. Yeah, it so bothered me. I did something I've never done before. I stopped dead and I started yelling at her. I said, "You do not put a banana peel in a mailbox." Then I grabbed her arm, and then she drops the banana peel on the mailbox. Then I pick up the banana peel. I put the banana peel back in her palm. I don't know when I became this guy. And I say, and I put it back in her palm. I say, "Go walk across the street, put it in the garbage can."
Exactly. He's never become that guy before.
So many questions.
That's right. And you know what I always say,
Why was
Mike?
she doing it?
What I always say is this.
You do not put a banana peel in a mailbox.
You don't. You don't do that.
Unanswered questions.
No,
We'll just have to live with
you
it.
you don't do that.
You do not put a banana peel in a mailbox.
We all reach a point where we've had enough. That was his point,
That's
apparently.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd love
Well,
to
it
know.
probably just didn't make sense to him either. He said I don't know if he lives in the city or wherever you live.
Right.
If you see someone putting trash in someone's mailbox,
Yes.
I mean, really, that's lazy upon
And
lazy.
also, there was not enough postage on it.
Hold it. I have a question. Do you
Yes.
think, is there a chance the first thing I go to is bag lady? That's the first thing I go, perhaps this person wasn't quite right. It doesn't sound like a normal thing to do. Do you think that Anderson Cooper, like, accosted a mentally ill homeless person on the street?
Like the cat lady on The Simpsons?
You think it was like...
I think it was a regular citizen.
You think it was somebody who had a bone to pick with this person?
In fact, I think that's why he got on her case, is because he thinks this particular woman should have known better.
All right, I'm going to go
throw
with
that
this.
ass down the sewer and ruin the Chesapeake like everyone else.
I'm going to go with the glass half empty, and I'm going to say she was a horrible... Anderson Cooper bullied a homeless person.
All right, let's go to the big board. Let's go to the big board and see what it says.
You do not put a banana peel in a mailbox.
Okay, thank you.
Where's to live by?
You mentioned Al Roker earlier, and people are still just bubbling with excitement with the fact that he sharted at the White House.
Yes, he did.
And I won't play you the whole record, but of course...
bet that was ripe.
Of course, Mike. Yeah. You know what? You'd be begging for a banana peel.
You know Roker's farts. I mean, come on, look at the guy.
Do not put that in a mailbox.
I wouldn't want to. I'll tell you, I wouldn't be in an 8-hour car trip with him.
Can we roll down the windows?
Are we driving through New Jersey again, or is that you, Al?
Roker on the road.
God, how many chicken plants are around here?
Have you ever followed a chicken truck?
Oh, my God, yeah.
On the Eastern Shore.
Oh, on Route 50, yeah.
The foulest smell
so to speak.
you will ever smell. I told a story.
Oh, Buzz.
You do not put a banana peel in a mailbox.
I went years ago to a 4th of July celebration, a picnic at a chicken farmer. At a chicken farmer's house, and it was July, 94 degrees.
July,
and she said, "Would you like to see the barn, the coop?"
Yeah, right.
And it's not a you think of a coop is like a little
industrial.
This is a massive
it's
warehouse,
like something from the Container Store.
And she said, "Okay, this is where we raise the chickens," and I couldn't stay 2 minutes in there. It was that foul, and all they do is poop.
That's right.
But if you have like
but sometimes they poop out eggs.
Some self-sustaining households have just a couple chickens, and,
right?
And that's not so bad. But at the farm, you got thousands.
At the farm,
of
it's all right. And one of the chickens actually walked up to me and said, "Al Roker sharted." All right, so what do you have?
Thanks for coming full circle, Mike.
Thank you. I didn't want to get it back.
Just briefly, there is a dance remix of that, and it's called the Dookie Dance, Mike.
In your pants.
I pooped my pants.
Come on, everybody, do the Dookie dance. You pooped in your pants.
I pooped my pants.
Come on, everybody, do the Dookie dance. You pooped in your pants.
I pooped my pants.
Come on, everybody, do the Dookie dance.
The Dookie dance?
What I like about that is if you bought that on a 45 RPM record where it was the artist, it would say Al Roker and then parenthesis with Dr. Nancy Snyderman.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. It's Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Nancy Snyderman is doing the other voice on
the
this.
Dookie dance.
I love her. Oh, now we talked about earlier, what's the name of the movie with the 9-year-old Oscar nominee?
Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Her name is, I believe I got
Directed
this
by
right.
Oscar Santana.
No.
Co-directed by Al Roker's pants.
I live in a part of D.C. where I have access to all the art house.
Up till now, the youngest...
All you hit is a button on your TV, and everything's in front of you.
I
right
look
there.
forward to watching it. I'm going to enjoy it.
Do you have Netflix?
Yes.
Okay, you have all those options
I have
right there as well.
I have Apple TV also.
Oh, look at you.
I have Apple TV upstairs, and one of you guys hooked
set it up
for
for
me.
you.
You set it up for me.
did.
Thank you. I mean, I'm going to enjoy some of these movies this weekend. Lucky me. And
After a nap.
It made me think of something. Can I just wish my daughter the very best of luck in her directorial debut? Is it directorial?
Directorial, I think.
Directorial or directorial?
I think it's directorial.
She is directing a play tonight.
Do you know the name of the play?
She told me last night, and I forgot the name.
I remember what it's called.
Calcutta.
It's called...
You do not put a banana peel in a mailbox.
It's a
Good
drama.
luck, Catherine. I love you, and
Care.
looking forward to seeing her directorial debut.
Up till now, the youngest Oscar nominee in an acting role, I think, was Tatum O'Neal for Paper Moon. And this whole trend was bucked yesterday. Her name is Quvenzhané Wallis, I think.
Well done.
Quvenzhané.
But not everyone has an easy of a time with her name as I did.
The young woman who was on our show, Quvenzhané Wallis.
9-year-old Quvenzhané. Gosh, I hope I said that right. Quvenzhané Wallis.
Her name is Quvenzhané Wallis.
It's young star
Pequeña protagonista de 9 años, Quvenzhané Wallis.
Quvenzhané Wallis.
Quvenzhané.
Quvenzhané.
Quvenzhané. Quvenzhané.
Quvenzhané.
Quvenzhané.
Quvenzhané.
And Quizani? She's only 9 years old, by the way. Quvenzhané Wallis.
Something like that.
Yeah, something very close to that.
Something like that, of course.
Really, I guess we'll have to hold off on Seth because we're up against the clock here. Let's close. You mentioned that one of the Oscar movies that you had seen was Lincoln.
Yeah, I loved it.
And it was really embraced. Oscar loved Lincoln. Here's Conan on that.
Oscar nominations were announced this morning. Isn't that exciting? Very exciting. The movie Lincoln received 12 Oscar nominations. That's right. You know what that means? Sequel. Huh? Lincoln 2, the Lincolning. Yeah. Lincoln 2, Breaking Dawn. Weekend at 8. Weekend at 8.
That's my favorite. That is your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you very much. We'll take a break. Come back with Buzz Burbank right here on the Mike O'Mara Show every morning.
3 days in the living room. I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you yesterday. You'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I say I'm sorry. Hold it now, I want to hoodwink. Does it make you stop think? You'll think you're looking at Aquaman.
Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Let's get right to it. Here is the man with the plan. What? I don't know why I said that.
It rhymes, that's
I
why.
said that because I had a late night last night.
I'll see you at the Chicken Ranch.
You guys are very, very fortunate you didn't get a call from me going, hey, listen.
I wouldn't have answered that call. I know you. You know what? Anytime it's after a day of a memorial service,
yes,
turn the phone off.
And didn't I get that call, kind of, Mike?
Boy,
it was borderline.
It was so early, though.
Yeah,
it was.
What were the topics discussed?
Very specific, actually. I know it was a very business-like call.
It was.
You know that thing we were talking about that we're going to do that we haven't made an announcement about yet?
Right.
I think I found us the place.
Nice.
We have a place
and so
to do the
I
thing.
shared it.
Isn't on a chicken farm?
No, it's not. So I called Mark because I wanted Mark to take a look at it because I wanted to back up. I have a choice. I'm going to talk in code here real quick because Buzz has got news. I want to get right to it. The bottom line is I have chosen a place not based necessarily on the view as much as proximity to the action.
Excellent.
That's all I wanted to say.
We love the action.
Get right to it, Buzz.
The news today brought to you by the Mike O'Mara Show 2013 VIP packages. Go to our page, click the word bonus at the top left-hand side of our homepage, and get yours now. It includes the video on demand feeds, the Gabe Strine cartoons, and all the shows. While some of us were watching news coverage yesterday of the discussion about what to do about gun violence, that coverage was interrupted by news of another school shooting, this time in Bakersfield, California. But this time, the shooter had only a hunting rifle, not some weapon of war. And this time, he was not stopped by a teacher or a guard with a gun. So this time, although one student was critically injured, no one died. This 16-year-old, armed with his brother's rifle, was out to get revenge on a couple of students who had bullied him, and instead of being brought down by a gun, the armed student was subdued by the calming words of a teacher. And even though a majority of responsible gun owners have joined unarmed Americans in calling for tougher background checks, the group that represents gun makers is digging in its heels. In fact, the NRA, after one of its reps met with Joe Biden's panel yesterday, is making the claim that the White House is out to gut the Second Amendment. White House hasn't said that. And the NRA says it has renewed energy as an organization now to lobby Congress not to change a thing when it comes to gun laws.
There's a picture of NRA President David Keene.
Yeah, saw him today on TV.
Saw him today on the Today Show. Poindexter dink. Sorry, just wanted to share that. That's all I'll say on the gun issue today.
And he truly knew how to do the dance, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
He's a terrific dancer.
And that Wayne LaPierre?
Yeah.
Frenchie.
Yeah. His name actually means the Peter.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything. Why invite him to the White House?
The NRA, the NRA says the problem is we don't enforce the gun laws we already have, and that's right. We should look into that.
Right.
I mean, we should absolutely look into that.
They're right about that.
They say the problem is we ignore the problem of mental health. Again, a decent point.
They're right about that.
We do that in this room.
As long as we don't let it distract us.
How you doing, buddy?
Also, he says the problem is, the other part of the problem is violent media, particularly video games. So, in essence, the NRA has come out in favor of real guns and against imaginary ones.
Yeah, okay. I'll let that one slide because I agree with you, Buzz.
Yeah, but you know who's going to come out against that is the people that make AA batteries. So face.
You can throw those.
Yeah, I know you can.
Today, the vice president will meet with representatives of the video game industry as part of the comprehensive survey of
Todd going to be there?
What can be done about gun violence.
Hi, Mr. Biden. It's me, Todd Moore.
Doesn't deal with that.
These are great wings.
Crispy and Evan, sorry about that. Made me laugh.
Snort. Something crispy in Buzz's throat.
One more note about the NRA. The group is considering a lawsuit against the police of Tucson, Arizona, over its plans to destroy the guns it collected this week in a buyback program. The NRA says Arizona law requires the guns be resold to the highest bidder, not destroyed. The Tucson buyback netted about 200 guns, but just outside of about 30 guns were purchased by gun rights advocates for double what the city was offering.
The whole issue,
so
Buzz,
stupid.
fills me with dread. It just, I don't,
Sure.
I know you were optimistic
deal with it.
yesterday. I feel like maybe we're not going to get there.
Yeah, now I still believe, I think because this is so very much in the news, because there's so very much of an active conversation about this, and because I still believe that a majority of responsible gun owners, even a majority of NRA members, believe, regardless of what the NRA leadership says, and by the way, divide and conquer, I do think that a majority of NRA members are saying it's now time to have tougher background checks.
We'll have to wait and see. And just a curiosity for me, David King, president of the NRA, I'd love to know how much he makes a year.
Oh, yeah, I bet he does quite well.
I think he does. I'd like to know.
He doesn't buy name brand.
Mark, see if you can look up what he makes. What he makes a
He
year.
buys name brand things.
Right.
Yeah.
And just one final
Heinz ketchup mug.
anecdotal story.
Yes.
With all the gun massacres recently, the people of Portland, Oregon got understandably nervous to see two men walking down their streets with assault rifles slung over their backs. These men were not breaking any laws, and, well, that was their point, apparently. One of the guys told a reporter he was just exercising his rights and trying to decrease the demonizing of exercising those rights.
I hate exercise.
Quoting him, "We're not doing anything threatening." Tell that to the Portlanders who called 911 yesterday. Portland police, by the way, said the public should not hesitate to call when they see such a thing.
Yeah,
so
please
they
do.
weren't trying to. They went the opposite. They got the opposite reaction of what they were trying to do.
Exactly.
And that's the point. And I think of that when they talk about these guns in schools or guns everywhere. If everybody's walking around packing and it's the wild, wild west, that to me is a pretty scary scenario.
It is.
And I think the majority of Americans feel the same way.
I think you're right. In other news, if we could get BP to spill information the way it spills oil, we might be somewhere. As it is, BP's been downright uncooperative in providing the facts about the toxic chemicals that were released during that Gulf disaster.
And now a message from BP. Thank you.
So the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals yesterday voted unanimously to force BP to spill that information. Gasoline prices, meanwhile, have crept back up in the last 2 weeks.
I hate this.
In spite of predictions
It
of
was
lower
very
prices this
very
year.
expensive in Herndon yesterday.
This to me is, the gas prices right now, especially after taking a long trip, we're at that point now where you're right on that edge of just a real painful fill up, and getting and feeling like you caught a break. And I hate where we are with gas prices right now. Horrible.
My car, unfortunately, burns premium, as your grandfather would say. It uses the expensive gas.
You've always been a high octane president.
This is how you roll.
Seriously? Like, what, 89?
It calls for a high test, as Grandpa
really?
used to say.
I call it high test.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so old. We both said, put some high test in it.
$4 is my breaking point. If gas is $4 or more a gallon.
Do you have a memory of the cheapest gas that you ever paid for?
That I ever paid for? I'm going to say it might have been... Might have been $3.
Is that your
No, that's a time cue.
It was not.
It's not 3 cents a gallon.
It was 3 cents a gallon. No, the lowest price I remember was 39 cents a gallon.
Wow.
I do remember. I remember it under $1.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think I remember maybe
Mind-blowing.
75 cents.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Did I mention that I'm going to have a baby? Did you find out how much that NRA guy gets
It's all
paid?
over the place. I'm still trying to narrow it down.
$1.89.
That's your guess?
$1.89?
Lowest gas.
Oh, okay, $1.89.
But so $4 a gallon.
Thank you for again cementing how young you are.
$4
Of
a
course,
gallon.
it was always cheaper in those undeveloped countries.
For premium, $4 is my breaking point. If it's under $4, I go ahead and put premium in it. If it's $4 or more, I get the mid grade.
Yeah, and actually, when you were a boy in Bolivia,
Yes.
right? Well, we actually have tape of Oscar's car when he was growing up.
That's right.
That was a good donkey.
Papa, can we unhook the plow?
Sometimes they fall into my lap, ladies and gentlemen.
And I've been noticing gas price I saw yesterday pushing $3.99 again for premium again. Unfortunately, that puts me in a different group than most people.
I'm shocked that you require that kind of grade of gasoline.
Yeah, that's what the car maker suggests.
Yeah,
they
what they
recommend
say.
for that.
My car, I'm supposed to alternate between 87 and 89. It's tuned to like an 88 octane. So on many cars, you don't benefit from getting the high test.
And it's fine at mid grade. You know, it's absolutely. But
remember when you had that beautiful Mercedes and you could only buy gas at Shell? God, that was a great car.
Why would you do this to him?
I just love driving it.
So this morning, seeing these prices push $4 a gallon again, I went to I did a search for gas prices and changes, and most of the reports said the prices are actually down. But over the last couple of weeks, I've seen them go up, and I did find evidence that in some areas at least, gas prices are back up again.
Do Buzz's thing, boycott him one day.
That's
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Snopes said so.
Maybe those predictions of higher prices or lower prices will come untrue since we now have a crude oil surplus. And finally, a new study says we watch the least porn in this country on the major holidays: Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, and
not
the 4th
in my
of
house.
July.
The kids aren't allowed to come downstairs.
The study shows we get
Daddy's making a mess.
Study shows we get real busy in the days after Christmas, with December 27th being our porniest day of the year. Got to test that new iPad.
Wow.
Study shows also which cities watch the most porn, and we're proud to say Washington, D.C. is number 1 with 14 online porn videos a year being watched per capita.
Wow.
Mostly in Glover Park.
Hell yeah.
The second porniest state is Hawaii, but only with about half as many viewings per person as D.C.
So we're number 1.
And way out in front, so to speak.
Number 1 with number 3.
Wow.
Buzz Burbank on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Thank you very much, Buzz. That's it. We got to get out of here. Our show today was brought to you by Encore. Encore Insurance Services, LLC, star sponsor of our upcoming radio broadcast starting Jan 14th on 102.9 WTNT. Oscar called Encore for life insurance. You should too. For a free quote, visit smartterm.com or call 866-347-5748. They do all the work. Encore will compare rates to help you save. License and disclaimer agreement at smartterm.com. Please show your appreciation for Encore's support of our show by getting that free quote. On Monday's show, we are actually going to vote on the Jack Cassidy final T-shirt.
Good.
That's right, and we'll try a little harder because we're going to be on the radio.
Yes, we will. It's our debut on WTNT. Looking forward to that on Monday. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody. We'll see you with a brand new show on Monday, and be safe this weekend. And Biker Bob, we love you. Safe travels, my friend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.